Are we live? How are you all doing? Hope everyone can hear me. Make sure my mic's plugged right in. Need it plugged right in there. If anyone's there, if they can give me some feedback on my mic at first, straight away. How are you all going? I'm Ianapolis. Welcome to my Friday night live Q&A I do every week. It's morning, evening, afternoon, somewhere all around the world. And how are we all doing? Welcome to my show. While we get started, I just need to set up a few links and thingy me bobs here so as we can get things going. So bear with me a minute while people come into the room. What's going on here? Got it. G'day Anthony, g'day Annette, g'day Paul Wren. How are we all going?
G'day Anthony.
I better turn the volume down as well so we don't get any feedback. Long time. How are you? I'm very well, thank you, Paul. Now I'm just going to go and put some links in the description below because they're not there yet. So bear with me a moment, and we'll get a few people pace coming in the room while we're doing that. Okay. I think that's done. Did we all have a good week? How has your week been? Check out the links in the description below if you're watching the replay, and there's quite a few there. I'll just quickly go through them. There's a PayPal donate link where you can donate or buy paintings through that PayPal link. There's my Facebook page if you need to message me directly. A lot of people message me on YouTube here, and if you want to have a more direct approach to me, message me on Facebook, join my Facebook group page, that's always available as well. And there's my Patreon platform. I want to thank all my patrons who support me every month. There's my YouTube videos there that are actually linked. It's groups all my videos together for those people who want to watch them and know what I've got. There's also Reese's music there. There's the amount of art I have for sale. There's a link there for that. There's my bloopers, and there's also a link for the traceables. Okay, let's get on with the show. Sharon, g'day Sharon. G'day Sarah Shack, how are you, darling? Denise Richards, hello Denise Richards. And Grady Bell, hi Ian. New watcher here from the States, Tennessee, Newport. Good stuff. Good to have you here. Hope you can join me every week and tell everyone else about the show. Sometimes there's not a great deal on Netflix or the telly, and there's a few YouTubers that are pretty well worth watching, and I may be one of them, all right? Got me coffee. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. I've got a box of goodies and all sorts of stuff here as well to talk about. As last week, we always get caught in not having enough things here. I've got my coffee. I'll have a gob of that. Oh, yeah. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Sharon. Hi, Ian. Next week, we will be time changing again. So if you do your live, it will be 9 p.m. Okay, I've been keeping an eye on that, so when your time changes, I'll be able to be aware of that. Thank you very much for that, Sharon. Mabel Page, North Georgia, USA. Have you ever worked with dry mediums? I don't know. I can't say I have. I have in a very long time ago. What are you calling dry mediums? To me, a medium is something you can create art with. And I did the old stereo radio boxgram cabinet thing. I covered that in matchsticks. You know, they were all burnt, and the burnt ends created a pattern when I was very young, in my early 20s. And I glued them all on there, sanded it back and varnished it in matchsticks. And I don't know if that counts in your dry mediums. Let me know. Hi Ian, great to see you from around the world. Charlesville, Australia. Wow, good to have you here. Hello, Sulu. Sharon Blankenship, hello. What else do I normally got to do here? I've had the links. I'm just going to copy. I'm just going to share this on my Facebook page, so bear with me a moment. Okay, I'll just put this there. And if someone, where are we, paste, I don't know if Ange was there yet. I didn't get a chance to see. If you can share this on my art group page, Ange, or you know what? Why am I asking people to do everything for me I'll do it myself. So I've done my Facebook page. Now I'll go to the art group page and I'll just share the link there as well. Okay, so where are we? We'll put that there. Live now. There we go. Paste, bang, and post. All right, I posted that onto the art group page. Let's get back to the show here. All right, what do we got? Ian, if we have any ideas for you, you paint how... so, Ian, if we have an idea for you to paint, how do we ask? You ask through Messenger on Facebook. If you're not a friend of mine, it might take a couple of days or so to answer, because people do send me messages on Facebook, but they don't come direct through my message there. They're filtered messages that are held, and I've got to actually physically go into that section to see if there's any gathered up. And sometimes I remember it, sometimes I don't, depending on my workload. And like just last night I went through it, and there were ones sent in there from like 4 days ago. So I don't get alerted from those like I do on the normal Facebook, but they do come through. You need to send me a friend request, but you must state that you saw me on YouTube, you follow me on YouTube, you know me on YouTube, just so as I know you're not a fake person or a scammer, and I can add you as a friend. And in the future, any messages you want to send me, I will be then alerted like any normal Facebook message is alerted. And that's how you... where were we again? That's how we that's how you can get to me. Where are we? Lost it. How do we... so that's how do you ask. Okay, there's Sulu's Creations. Marie Valiant. Hi Ian, how do you recommend redoing a sky and clouds on a previous painting one? How would you do the blending of the clouds? A lot of my videos here show you how I blend. Now I've got in my box of goodies here exactly what I use. There's a lot of YouTubers, a lot of different artists, and they all do different ways of painting and blending, and how they do a sky and what they use. Okay, now in a moment I'm going to show you what I use. You see how I get the results in my paintings. If you want to paint and blend a sky the way I do, make it a mission to get what I've got. There's not a great deal there, and it's pretty easy to find. Okay, and when I start talking about that, if you have any questions, try not to put them there when I'm addressing the camera, otherwise they could get missed out. And this show is all about trying to address you as much as I can here as well. So when I go to that box, I'll let you know in a minute. Just refrain from putting any messages in the chat bar there. All right. So who we got? Karen Parker. Hello Ian, and hello everybody. G'day Karen Parker, how you going? Gorgeous. Good to have you here on the show. Thank you for joining me. Moni Sylvia Boa Noiti, and what that must mean something in another language, eh? Annette Sweeney. Will you be painting another two-parter? Will you be painting another two-parter? Oh, another two-parter, another two-part series. I don't know. I don't do much of them. Sometimes when I do it, I have done a couple in my resume of art on my channel there, and they're good for people, but for the actual channel, sometimes they fizz out, or sometimes only half of it will work. But if I do a two-part, the first one will always be released as part A, so you would know, well, a part B is coming along as well. Okay, there's no actual set schedule for that. Denise Richards. I'm going to have a drink of my coffee. Have a drink of your coffee before you answer my question, Ian. Okay, thank you, Denise. Hey Ian, I am trying to paint from a reference picture. It's a photo of a sunset on a beach in Florida. I have the sky color right and the glowing sunset, but I can't make the sunset clouds. Well, try not to copy them exact. You need the underpainting when you're putting the clouds on. You need all those colors. Where are we? So like you need all those colors still wet. So when you're putting them on and blending and merging and creating turmoil, it's going to pull those colors through that white mix you're putting on the board, okay? Practice it. It does take a lot of practice, okay? That's all I can stress out there. It takes a lot of practice. I'm going to get through a few more here, then I'm going to go to my box. Grr, says Denise Richards. Grr, golly. Philo Tayley. Hello, eating greetings from Newnan, GA. That's Philip Talon. Oh, Philo. Philo for short. Philo. And it's not Talon, it's Talian. Denise Richards. My first attempt at this. That's good. Grady Bell. As a newbie, do you do a tutorial in acrylics or do you also work with oils? No, I'm only working with acrylics there, okay, there, Grady. Sharon, LOL, Paul Wren. Ian, I inboxed you a photo on Facebook. Would love to learn from my... Ian, I inboxed you a photo on Facebook. I would love to learn from my local area in the UK. Okay, thank you very much, Denise Richards. Jim Cooper. Hello, practice. Yes. All right, I want to get onto this box, all right? Have I done everything I need to do there? I think so. Right. People want to know what flow paint is. And they want to know what brushes I use, okay? And there's a few people I've just written down here I want to acknowledge as well, and the retarder. So try and refrain from writing any questions there if you want me to acknowledge them, because they might get missed. Hello, or give the thumbs up, says Sarah Shack. Thank you very much. Love your channel, says Chen Lai. Thank you very much, Chen Lai. All right, so first I want to acknowledge some new patrons that come on board. Sometimes patrons come every month and they come back again. They're probably not understanding it, and I very much understand that as well. So once again, I want to acknowledge and thank you for Jim Aarons and Michelle DeBrogos. Thank you very much for supporting me on my Patreon platform. Very much appreciated for that. Now, the flow white I use, the retarder, and I've got a different assortment of brushes here, and I want to show you, like I keep saying, go to your hardware store, buy brushes. They're the type I use for blending. And my goodness, this chair is so much squeaky. Now, here we go. I'll get onto that in a minute. The brushes, hardware brushes. This is an example. This is a brush from a hardware. It's like a 1-inch brush. There's another one. Egan says, go to the hardware store, get a brush. I want a 1-inch brush, okay, because I want to blend little clouds the way I've seen him blend little clouds. So you might pick one of these up and go, oh my golly, which one do I use? So that's what I want to show you, right? Look at the, I don't know if you can see the difference visually on the camera there, just in the heads, okay? Now, a lot of people that know me know I'm using this one here. Now, I've brought this one along as well, just to give you an example what not to pick up. Look at the head on this. It's very nothingy, all right? This, if anything, microscopically is all over the place. It's very loose. Look at it. It's very flimsy, okay? There's that one. And there's the ones I use. That's a lot more compact here, okay? It's very flat. It's like it's been planed flat like a road surface, okay? But it's flat, but it's also a 1-inch brush. It's synthetic, and that flatness allows me, as you see, to blend beautiful controlled turmoil in clouds. Where this one here, I could probably still do it, but it won't look as nice as I'd like it to, and it's going to be a bit more scratchy because the ends are all open, where that other one here, they're more condensed and pushed together, and it's flat. Now, your art shops might have like a 2-inch brush or 2.5-inch, something like this. I call these a gesso brush. They're only very thin. They've got a thin footprint here, okay? Look at that, very thin. And another brush, the same, from the hardware store, okay? Now, this one is a thin footprint, that has a wider footprint, and like the other one, it's very flat, sturdy, and I can blend. These ones A lot of people have said when I blend my clouds, they look scratchy. If you're using something like this, you're guaranteed to get your scratch marks, okay? These are only good for applying glazes or gessos or something like that, I'm assuming. I don't even use them very hardly at all. I love using these from the hardware store. I used to be able to get hold of these and I was selling them to people in America, but the place I was getting them from, they no longer sell them. They do sell them now, but they've changed them. The bristles are black. They're just not this substance anymore, and they've gone from the 5-pack down to a single brush. Okay, so unfortunately I don't have them anymore. Let's get on back down here. Good morning, good morning. Hi all. Give the thumbs up, saw that. Okay, hello Ian, I love your channel. Thank you very much, Chen Lai. Don Ecard. Hi Ian, how are you? Very well, thank you, Don. Tell me, are there any other artists that you like to follow online? Back in the day, I used to follow Len Hen when I was learning to paint, and Wilson Bickford. I used to watch them. I don't get the time to sit down and follow other artists. I do know other artists online. I do know them, but I might pop in and comment on their channel, or if they're live or something, give them a quick hello. But there's no one I really follow. I'm just doing my own thing, if that makes sense to you. Who was that from? Don Eckhart. Fra Hickey, hi from Belfast, Yamaha. Hello all, thanks for joining in. Hope all is well. I got a missed call from you, Yamaha and Ange. I was trying to call you before I came online because she wanted to know if I had a quick moment, and I did have a quick moment. It was a very quick moment, but that moment went by and I had to come on here. Sorry for that. Don't know what you wanted, but I tried to get to you. But all is well and we love everybody. Great stuff. Laurie McCain McKee. My first time to see you live. Thank you so much for teaching me to do clouds. Good stuff, Laurie. I hope you're having fun doing your clouds. And like I say in my paintings and on these shows, dedication and practice creates a masterpiece. You'll become a master of whatever you do with dedication. Okay. G'day Yamaha, says Barry Redburn. How you going, Barry? We'll catch you after. We will catch you after. Good stuff. Sorry, Ian, that's Philip Tally. That's okay, Philip. You know what we call Philip in Australia? We say it real quick. Flip. F-L-I-P. Flip. It's like saying Philip, but very fast. Flip. Who's that one? Barbara Robinson. Oh, I thought it was Barbara Barbertson. No, it's Barbara Robertson. Hi, my first time seeing you live. Really enjoy your tutorials. Thank you very much for that feedback, Barbara. Bev Sowers. Good evening to you, the lovely Bev Sowers. Hi, Ian. Good to see you. Great to have you here, Beverly. Sharon Blankenship. I have puffy cotton-like clouds. I love. Thank you, Ian. And that's another thing. Thanks for bringing that up, Sharon. You might all of a sudden created your style of clouds, and if you're happy with it, don't muck with it. Just stay with that. Don't get sidetracked and go, oh, who else is doing a cloud? How do they do it? The mistake I did when I was learning, I was trying to learn from too many different sources and ways and ideas, and your mind's just jammed with, oh, which way am I going to go? Just follow one person. If it's me or somebody else that's doing clouds and you like their style, some might be difficult, some might be hard. Stick with that and stay with it, and your cloud style will adopt from that, will be created from that, and once it is, stick with it. It's the best way to do things, okay? What I do a lot now in my tutorials, because we all do it when we're beginners, we paint a cloud, it's just white. I'm adding different colors and warm colors in the sky as well, and I'm trying to show the beginner now how to bring those clouds from the flat canvas, how to give them that look where they look like they're coming over your head. Because if you go outside and look at the horizon and the atmosphere there, and it's a cloudy sky, you do get that sense that they're over your head and going down to the horizon. And that is something I'm trying to just sneak into my beginner paintings. It can be done. I don't want to just bring it out there and like, oh, I can't have them thinking I can't do it. You can do anything. So I'm just trying to get that out there, because when I learned how to do clouds back in the day, I was never really taught, hey, they've got to look like they're over your head, or hey, they need weather in them, or hey, you need pollution in the background. I just never found that back in the day, and I try and put that out there for my followers as well, so they can put these little things in there, and when someone looks at your cloud, it's got so much real aspects, it's fantastic, and it just makes people go, bullshit, that looks fantastic. What else we got here? Aurora, hi from Sweden. G'day, Aurora, how are you? Fra Hickey, you may have been already asked, doesn't matter, ask again, but do you have a colour mixing tutorial? I have a one on greens. Oh, that's what I've got to bring up as well, my other videos here, so I can address them throughout the show. I have one on greens. I have done a few there. I have done one on the mixing wheel, and if you give me a moment, I can go through and just let you know what number they are. Now, all my videos are hashtag numbered, and knowing that, and if you do know a number of one of my videos, you just have to hashtag the number and then put Ianapolis, and your YouTube search will bring up the relevant video you're looking for. Where are we? Understanding your art for beginners, that's 136. No. Answering common questions, 147. There, I did do one on the color wheel, and I did one about understanding greens, and I've gone past it now. Someone else might be able to find it. I don't want to be, what's that one there? Testing my new mic with Sturdy Burns, Steve. Answering questions there. Here it is there. Beginners, hints and tips, acrylics. Hashtag 52. I was just going through the basics of the prime colours, secondary colours, and how they become tertiary colours. The primary is 1, secondary is 2, and tertiary is 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you have your 3 primary colours, and then I can't remember, but from the video, but you also need your blacks and whites. I forgot to tell you, I'm in Michigan. You are quite popular here, says Laurie McCain. Thank you very much, Laurie McCain. I'll have to send you some billboard posts and put them all around the city there, eh? What do you reckon? Michigan, I'll have to look up Michigan and just see what sort of town it is. Was it Michigan? Michigan. That must be where the Michigan... No, that's Michelin. I was thinking of the tyres. Oh, back to the brushes and that. The craft paint, student paint, and the retarder I use. You can't see it because the label's in the way, but the retarder, it looks like baby oil, but it is not baby oil. It's a medium you add with your acrylic paints, and it'll keep them wet on the palette a lot longer than without them. And this is just, you've seen me use this in my studio. This is just craft paint. I call it flow white. It's just easier to word when I'm editing a video because it flows out a bit more like runnier yogurt consistency. On the actual bottle it says Fine Art Student Acrylic Impasto. Okay, that's what it says on the bottle, but it's just a craft paint, a poster paint. You can buy all this in different types of bottles and tubs from $2 shops, craft shops, stationery shops maybe, and of course your art supply shops as well. And they also sell this in your prime colours as well, and some other fluoro colours as well, if you ever got used for those. All right. I'll put that there. And also someone wants to know what paints I use. I love the results I get from Atelier. Atelier paints are fantastic. I love the tubes, they're plastic. Some of the foil tubes can get a bit hard to actually get everything out. I just love a tube. I just love handling a tube. I love squeezing it. I love it in the background all squeezed up and arty-farty looking like that in the distance there. I love everything about them. And to me, these Atelier brand, for an acrylic artist, I love the way you can get finishes from those, the way it varnishes up. They're a good quality artist quality paint. They're interactive paints, and to me they're fantastic. Every person has their own loves. If you cannot get the paints in your country, you can always buy things online no matter where it is, and you'll find it. Even if you want this exact bottle of this craft paint, it's online, okay? The exact bottle, if you want the exact stuff. I've even used sealing white, but if anything, this has a bit of a sheen to it. Sealing white house paint is like white gesso, okay? So you can use white gesso if you do not have this, but if anything, that's a little bit on the flat side, where this has a bit of a sheen to it. Give it a go. See what you reckon. Grab yourself some retarder, and if you've got the craft paint, mix it up. You see how the consistency I'll mix up. If you don't have the craft paint, grab yourself some white gesso and mix it up. Paint your canvas, then put your blue on, your colours, and then everything from there, everything after the white and the retarder does not have retarder. It's just neat. Thank you for that, Ian. Good idea, says Denise. I forgot to tell you I'm in Michigan, popular here. You read that one. Hi from Arizona. I'm learning so much watching you. That's great to hear. Joyce, good stuff. Marie Valiant, what do you use to seal or varnish your paintings you sell? It's actually in the shed there. It's a spray varnish in a can. Now there's two different varnishes I've discovered over the times I've varnished mine. I've even got the gloss varnish from the hardware. And I do use a gloss because it can dull down as it dries. And if you want it to look wet and luster, bring out the luster in the paints, it will. One of these ones behind me I've already varnished. I'll show you in a minute. And also the art store sells proper art gloss paint in a spray can as well, about this big. Okay, and I found when you spray that on, it dries a lot quicker and a less odor. Okay, and I quite like. It's a little bit expensive, but it does a better job. This one here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this one is. Let's see if we can get a tilt on it. I don't know. The camera's so small there. This one has been varnished. Okay, and the good thing about varnishing them is, if they're on the wall and something was spilt across or over them, hopefully it can be easier wiped off than if it was not varnished. It just protects them. And if you're going to frame a painting, which most of us do, don't put it in behind glass. Paintings do not belong behind glass, okay? A print or a photo belongs behind glass, and if you're going to put those behind glass, make sure it's an obscured glass. An obscured glass it might look a bit smoky, but when it's up against the picture you can see behind it, okay? Where else are we? Hi everyone, Florida here, says sunny KCDB's watching his TV on the TV DVD stand. Carol Cara, hi from across the ditch. Ian, hello Carol, how are you? Barb Glassford, love your tutorials, I've learnt so much watching you. A big shout out from Harrison Hot Springs, BC, California. Good stuff. Crackerbox, hello everyone, just got home from work, good stuff. I'm just catching up to these messages here. My paint looks dull. How can I bring the vibrancy to acrylic paint? I don't have any here, but there is. It's white, milky stuff like this, and it's called gloss. You can add that to your paint and it'll give it a bit more of a glossy sheen. I've used that before. And also when you varnish it, it sort of helps that as well. And sometimes, it's not done here, I've had an acrylic paint finish. It's still sometimes a bit wet, and I've even still spray varnished it. And you see the luster coming through and staying there. Liz Barnstead, hey Ian, what time Central TX, I Central Time, but what time does your show come live? Love to watch your style of painting, thank you. I don't know where you're from in TX, I'm not sure that. That's why I put New York time. You can convert your time to New York time and work out what time it is in your city when it's that time in New York, and you can work it out what time. I'm normally coming on 8 p.m. New York time on the Friday. That's daylight saving time, but when your time goes back to normal, it's 9 p.m. New York time. So work out what time it is in your capital city when it's that time in New York, and then you can work it out what time I come on. Okay, Marie, thank you for the varnish ideas. You're welcome. Do you pre-seal with a gel? No, I've never done that, says Ask Maria. Crackerbox. Jennifer, if you use less expensive paints, you can just do more layers. Yes, you can. It's a good idea to start your journey and practice with the less expensive ones. And when you realize, hey, I'm doing some crackingly, bullshittingly great looking art here, do yourself a favor, get the good stuff get a good surface, canvases and that, and you will see a difference in the quality in your work for sure, and you'll start adapting and getting used to those mediums as well. I love that you just held, what? Sharon Blankenship. I love that you just held. I wanted to see the one on the right of it. I love that one you just held. The one, I don't know which one's on the right because everything's back to front in my monitor here. Maybe this one you're talking about. Hopefully it's that one. There's one there. Every now and then I'll bring these ones a bit closer. There's like a moon one. So if you notice my paintings, a lot of them are pretty much the same layout, but different coloured subjects and shapes and additives of moons without moons. You know, like this has got a grass field instead of the ocean. It's got a moon and it's got a different mid-ground whatnot, things like that. Like here's a nighttime starry sunsetting, I don't know, evening sort of, you know, an eye-catching art piece that a beginner can manage to do. And sometimes I like to do these ones that sort of have that realistic look about them, okay, instead of just cartoon looking. All right, let's get back to this. Oh, I hate pulling them off. It's always a mission to get them back on, isn't it? How long have we been going for? 30 minutes? I've got a shirt on today. Can you paint over a painting that has already been varnished? I wouldn't advise it. If you're really desperate, you can, but you need to get the right emery cloth to rub it back. Otherwise, it'll just sit on there and could crack. But I wouldn't advise it. But if you really have to, you've got to try and sand it back without damaging the canvas, and then gesso it and go from there. I prefer a canvas. Do you get to same results as a board? Does it matter? I use canvas boards. A canvas board is more stiff. It's not going to bounce like say a stretch canvas, but I feel I get the same results, absolutely. Everyone's art style is different. You might get different results. It's hard to say. He will be 8:30 in Texas next week, says Sharon Blankenship. I think you can depend on the varnish. Some can be sanded. Well, there you go, says Crackerbox. Some varnishes are really good quality and some of them are pretty weak, and I suppose if you put a weaker one on there and you've got to sand it back, it might sand back easier than the other one. Who knows? It depends on the quality, says Crackerbox Palace. Thank you, says Jennifer Smith. Learning so much from you. Thank you, Laurie. Sharon, the other side, the other side. I think I picked up the other side one there. That one was just released last night. That's an old one, that's an old one. That one's not released yet. This one up here is not released yet. There's 3 of them up there. Where are we? I love the painting you just showed. Do you post them videos yet? What I do, I've got 3 in my catalogue, 3 in my file ready to go upload on YouTube. Every Monday and Thursday my time, I upload a video. Now sometime between now and the end of next week, I'll try and film as many tutorials as I can. I might get 1, 2 or 3 filmed in that time, and within that time I take time aside and edit each one, okay, and then they go in the file ready to be uploaded to YouTube. Meanwhile, there's already some in the bank, so when that day comes, I'm uploading it. There's already one there ready to rock and roll, okay. I like to keep a few ahead of myself, so I'm feeding it that way onto the platform. Nice shirt. You look nice, says Sharon Blankenship. You are so handsome. You just conduct yourself in such a manly manner, and your arms are so huge. Thank you very much, Sharon. Very much good feedback. Thank you very much. I can't seem to forward the donate link. Forward the donate link. Well, there's a donate link in the description below. I'm not sure if this allows links in this chat anymore. You'd have to just try and get a link. Put your Facebook link there. See if that's going to copy and paste in there. And if it doesn't, let me know, because I think someone last week had trouble getting a link in there. But there is a donate link in the description below. Like this is super chat, but I prefer those people that like to support me with donations to do it through the donate PayPal link, because that way you're giving it to me and I get it directly. where the other one, YouTube get half of that, and I wait a month before I get the rest of that. All right, I just thought I'd let you know. I do like the shirt also from C. Says Shady Jane. Shady Jane. Where you going tonight, boy? I'm going to see Shady Jane. Okay. Lol, lol. Laurie Edwards. Ian, if you want to add texture to acrylic paint, what medium would you use? I've got one in there now. It's a paste. I think it's something paste it's called. I don't use it much, but I have used it. And what you do, you add that. That's another thing. When you're using these mediums and you've got a good quality paint, they work great. You don't really want to use it in a craft paint, a soft body paint. I've used that and it sort of clags it up. It's like putting corn flour in your gravy to thicken it up. And you can probably use it for, if I was to do a knife one, which I haven't, I would use that in the paint to get a knife painting and you get more texture. Ian, if you want to add texture, I read that one. Laurie Edwards from NC says Shady Jane. Shady Jane's from NC. Shady Jane. Sarah Shack, I think it held my first comment. Okay. Oh, I did see one saying, yeah, I don't know. You'll just have to try it. I don't know what's happening there, Sarah. I really don't. Karen McHenry. Hi, everyone. And Ian. Thank you, Karen. I'm glad you included me in that hello there. Sarah, I have to have somebody PayPal for me because I don't have PayPal. That's okay whenever you're ready, Sarah. Whenever you're ready. Thank you, says Laurie Edwards. Cheryl Ellis. Do you have a video on waves? I have one on wave. I've got one on a big wave and I've got one on a couple of little waves. I'll tell you what they are in a minute. Or a dolphin tail popping out. No, I haven't got I've got a dolphin, but not its tail popping out. You are an awesome instructor. Thank you for your tutorials. Hello, everyone from Oregon. Marie Valiant, thank you for your dedication to sharing your talent. Much appreciated. You do it beautiful for rookies like me. That's what it's all about there, Maria. And Sarah Shack, so I was asking the email address to... So I was asking the email address connect to PayPal. Message me after this show, okay, Sarah, because there's certain information I don't want to give out here. I've got my business address and things like that there. I was going to get onto something back here. So I read some. Oh, yes. Have you got a tutorial on a wave? So hold back on your questions a minute, otherwise I'll get left out. I'm going to go to another page here, and waves. Videos with waves in them would be, write them down. There's one there, 89, how to paint an ocean wave. There's one there, a girl on the beach, 99. There's 101, girl on the dunes, serenity. There's quite a few. There's another one there, 119, how to paint an ocean scene palm for beginners. And it's got a wave just crashing down. I do have a big wave here somewhere as well. I'm just trying to find that one. There's another one there, 176, a 177, 179. There's quite a few there with waves. And here's how to paint a big wave, 195. That's just a smack on, bang, slap in the face, wave, g'day, how are you today kind of painting. Check those numbers out. Thank you all for your help. I love vibrant colours in your paintings. Yes, I do remember when I started, a friend of mine, she used to stay with me a lot. She was always telling me they were very dark, and looking back, yeah, I could see what she meant, and I'm quite happy to see the vibrant brightness and bright colours I'm showing now, because for some reason, I don't know if it's something that does happen, but a lot of painters tend to get darkness within their work, and I think it might have been the paints I was using at the time. I wasn't using these at the time as well, so there's probably so many facets that cause that. Who knows? Sheila Hubbard, I really like the one with the girl on the old car. Can you show closer, please? Absolutely. Where is that one? That one's already up on YouTube anyway as well. And these are all for sale. So if you like these, don't be shy. Support me and purchase one. There you go. They're all my paintings here. What are they? I've got it written down. $74 US. And that includes all the postage and handling and all the fees taken out to get it to your address, okay? And I'm also doing prints of paintings. I've got smaller ones here as well, but I'm doing prints of a painting. And let's just say, for example, this one's sold, or any painting of mine that's been sold, and you go, oh my God, I wanted that, but it's sold. Hey, there's always prints available. Now you can get it, oh, let's just explain that to you. You can get it printed up this size, okay? Or you can get it printed up half size, and you can get two paintings, half size, two different paintings. Or you can get it quarter size, and you can get 4 different paintings of mine, all for the one price, okay? And what have I got them for? $55 US, okay? So that's something to think about. It's something a bit different. So paintings that might have been sold. Anything, any queries, just message me on Facebook, and when I've got the time to address it, I can, oh, wrong camera, I can address it. Excuse me. Jay McLean. Hello from Canada, Ian. I just picked brush back up recently after too many years of no enthusiasm. Watching your videos has brought it back to me. That's good stuff. It's great. It's a great feeling. They are very beautiful. Thank you so much. You're welcome there, Jay. Down south, uptown lashes, Sandra Pitts. Remember painting like Remember painting like painted. Okay. Down south, Sandra's granddaughter, Sarah Shack. The paintings are even better in person. Yes, they are. I think you'll find with everybody's paintings, whether they're mine or somebody else's, you will see they're a lot more grandeur in person. I've painted, says down south, lashes, Sandra Pitts. Bev Frash. Hi Ian, I'm from Alberta, Canada. So glad I found your channel. Thank you very much. I hope you stick around all the time. Here's a long one. Oh, coffee. Every time you go live, you get an itch, you get a sniffle. It's a live thing. Got a long one here from Nat Paint That. Thought I would pop in and say hi. Really like the zebra on the left. Very cool. I am really impressed with the way you have videos made ahead of time. Wow, that's awesome. Yes, it is, Nat. I used to like go in my studio, got to get a video up on YouTube. Damn it. Go and paint it. Come in, got to edit it. And just putting it up. Where now I film. They're on the computer. I edit. The day comes to put it on YouTube. 1 or 2 times a week I put it on YouTube. Some people can get YouTube burnout, not knowing what that is when they first start, and that is they're posting every day. And if you do that, YouTube's going to think, well, we're used to having ones from you every day. We want more now. You're going to burn yourself out. Just give them little bits, all right? But yeah, it's just something that come to me, and it made more sense instead of burning myself out at home trying to get one up every week. And you might know some seasoned YouTubers, they might put 1 or 2 up or 3 up every week. They got their schedule out there. When I'm full-time, I will have a schedule, but at the moment I put what have I got up there? I try and do a live painting Monday my time, but if I can't do it live, I'll upload a painting, okay? And then there's my Thursdays, I'll put another tutorial up, and then obviously my Friday night lives here. Where did we go now? Big one. Where are we? We've lost all this. Where was it? Oh, here we go. Nat Paint That. Really like that. Yeah, so it's something you can look into. Nat, I've seen your channel. I love your channel. You're very, you got it looking very seasoned, even though your channel's just started there. So keep up the good work. You are more than welcome to message me on Facebook if you want any little hints and tips about your channel. You know, it's always good for a humble artist to ask somebody else, is this all right? What do you reckon? Because I like doing that with other people as well. And if you ever want to contact me, you're more than welcome, okay, Nat? Liz Barnstead. I've got to pronounce your name carefully because I think I can say it the wrong way. Ian, when I was in school, I won a contest for a picture I drew. Yes, I can relate to that. Was of an old nursery table rub and tub. Okay, 3 men in a tub, butcher, baker and candlestick maker. I think I should get it back. Liz, thanks. Okay. Get it back. Yeah, get it back. Try and keep your art. If you're young, if you're a young artist and you're doing young, if you're young and you're into art, keep it. When I was young, I wasn't painting all my life, but I was drawing, and so much of it wasn't kept. And I've only got stuff dating back from 1985 to the current. My paintings I started in 2012, so I'm keeping what I have or sell what I can. I've got copies of everything. I love your channel down south, Lashes. Sandra, thank you very much. Christy Mayers, hi Ian, having a hard time finding a blending brush from the hardware store. Any suggestions? Try and look for ones like this with a good footprint and it's flat, okay? Try not to find the ones that are sort of weak, open, uneven and hairy, scratchy looking. Try and find something pretty much like that if you can. And you need to take some home and practice them and work out how they're going to work for you. And if you think you found the golden nugget, stick with it. Bev Fresh, most definitely sticking around and using all the tutorials to help this novice painter. Glad I could finally make a live. Oh, you're welcome, Bev. Just touching you there, like, I understand where a lot of you come from. I was in your shoes back in few years ago, and when I was learning on YouTube, you know, there was two main people I was learning from, but there was other ones I was sticky beaking at as well, and that's where I was like giving myself too many ideas on how to paint something, so I just stuck to the one or two. But there was a lot I wasn't getting, so in my channel I try my darndest to give you what can help you paint and to give you what I could not get as well, okay? Ian, do you have any tutorials on winter snow scenes with old wooden bridges? I do have some on winter snow scenes, not many because I've never touched snow, I've never experienced snow. I've got one there, 225, 226, you know, they're not the best either, they're pretty snotty looking. I'm not one for painting snow, I don't even know what it looks like. I know what it looks like, but I've never seen it, touched it, inhaled it, breathed it or anything like that. Yeah, so there's only a couple there. Oh, there was another one which I thought was a beauty, and one of them got sold, one of them is not. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go, 240. That's not a bad one. It's like a sunset snow lake sort of thing. And there was another one. Here it is here, 244. How to paint a sunset snow scene. That one has been sold, but it's a very good looking painting. One of them I got, like another artist on Facebook, a Mark Grossi, you might know of him. He's done some oil paintings. He does a lot of Bob Ross, and I saw one that he'd done. I just like the layout of it, and I asked him if I can use that as a reference. He said, yep. So I used that, but obviously he painted it my way, but I used his painting as a reference. So there's numbers I just shouted out you can look at there. Love all your paintings. Give us great inspiration and ideas. Thank you very much for that feedback, Bev. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Alish Ford. Thank you, Ian, for all your videos. Very helpful in the live chats. That's what it's all about. Good stuff. You're on my. You forgot the rest of your sentences, Sarah. You're on my. You are always on my mind. Am I always on your mind, Sarah? Maybe. You're always on my list to buy that paint. Kim Island. Kim, how you going, Kim? No, Ian, you might not have experienced snow, but you do paint it well, I think. Yeah, well, I can only go by the pictures, I suppose. Not everything we paint we've experienced or seen, but I just put that out there. Thank you very much, Laurie Skluter. Laurie McKee. Ian, I love your colourful paintings, but I would love to learn to paint like your more realistic paintings. hanging in the wall behind you. Can you do more? I have quite a few like that, Laurie. If you've got a pen, write it down or go back and watch the replay. I'll just shout out some numbers and you can go on my channel or YouTube and put them in the search bar, okay? Now, we have, some of them are just sky or some of them are the whole painting, right? 207, 217, 220, 234. There's such a lot here. Where are we? I'm just scanning through. 261. It's not too bad. It's sort of getting on the edge there, but you'll see what I mean. 265. 270. The sky in 277. Yeah, so hopefully you wrote them down. You can look at those and see what you think. But there is a link in the description below, my YouTube videos. Click on that, find the playlist and scroll through the playlist. They're all my videos on YouTube are in that playlist. There's over 280 there. Scroll through them and just look at the thumbnails and think, see what tickles your fancy, and you can save it and then you can go back to it and paint along with it anytime you like. What is your favourite thing to paint? I'm not really sure. Just something that I know is going to look achievable, nice looking in the art piece for a learner to learn and achieve, I suppose. I don't really have a favourite thing to paint. What is your favourite thing to paint? Asked that one, Barbara Robinson. Sue Patter. Now, I've got to apologise to you, Sue Patter, because I scored you Sue Parker last week, and I'm glad I saw your name there, because I want to just apologise for missaying your name. Sue Patter. Hi, Ian. Just finished 4 of your paintings that I am sending to Pennsylvania from Florida. Good stuff. Nat Paint That. Really awesome. Thanks for sharing your process about the uploads. You are so kind. Oh, you are the best. I will be sure to reach out. Thank you very much, Nat, and you are more than welcome, all right? Kim Island. Jay McLean, LOL. Darren McLean. I'm slowly getting better at blending clouds, so my dot art looks a little bit better thanks to your tips. That's good to hear, Darren McLean. Oh yes, you're the dot artist, aren't you, Darren McLean? I want to just acknowledge Paula Maggioranciana. Racina, very weird name to pronounce. Manggiorancina. Paula Manggiorancina. Michelle de Brogas. You reached out to me. You said you were coming to Perth if you're watching this. I haven't seen the reply if you replied me on Facebook, but if you do come here, you're more than welcome to meet me, eh? We can whack that kettle on and have a bit of a chit-chat, eh? Tanya Hewitt. Also, I want to acknowledge you and give a shout out to Tanya Hewitt. She was the first time learning from me, and she was just so chuffed. And some of these people that reach out to me in unfiltered messages, I'm going to start acknowledging them on my live feeds as well, because it's good to get all this feedback from you people, and I would like to acknowledge you where I can, because this show isn't all about me. It's about all of us here, okay? Users are the spokes in this wheel that keep me turning, all right? So that's the way I look at it. I'm slowly getting better. Read that one. Laurie McCain, read that one. Sheila Hubbard. What size canvas do you prefer to paint on? I prefer to paint on, I'll just get my editing card here so I remember the sizes. A 30 by 42 centimetre or a 12 by 16 inch. Which of these sizes here? I prefer to paint on those sizes. When I'm getting a bit low and there's not much in the kitty there, I start cutting them in half and making half sizes. But yeah, that's the size I prefer for my tutorial purpose, filming purposes. I'm not going to go and get like in my early days, I'll be painting on massive canvases like this, and you know, it's more practical for if you're doing tutorials to keep them to a set size, a more manageable size. I'm slowly getting better. Awesome, thank you. I have all written down. Your playlist so big, I got lost looking. That's okay. Too many cool things. I got distracted. That's a good thing, Laurie. That's a good thing. What size canvas? Read that one. Nat Paint That. Oh my gosh, so jealous. You're never touched snow. You're so jealous. You've never touched... No, I've never touched snow, Nat Paint That. I'm assuming your name's Natalie. Natalie. No, I've never touched snow. I live in Western Australia, Perth, and that's... Sometimes we get snow on the east coast of Australia, but west coast, never at all. And I've never been... I used to live in the east coast of Australia when I was a nipper, and I've never experienced snow in my life. I've still got some of my coffee left. Whoa, that's a bargain and a half. I just thought it was all gone, eh? Most of his paintings are on 16 by 20, I believe. Is that in inches, is it? No, 12 inch by 16 inch they are. Cracker box. Most of them, yes. Darren McLean and Crackerbox, yous were looking for each other on Facebook. Crackerbox, when you have time, message me on Facebook, because you have a different name on Facebook, and I forget what your name is on Facebook. It's not Crackerbox Palace. And Darren McLean, Crackerbox is a she, not a he, but I understand the confusion you were getting there last week. But Crackerbox, you can message me if you want Darren McLean to have your details, and I'll forward it on to him, okay? Darren, I don't know her name by memory to go onto her page to find it, to pass it on to you, because it is a different name from Facebook to YouTube. Darren McLean, sorry about that. Bev Frash, every night I watch at least one of your videos. Brr, we have snow. Oh, that's good stuff, Bev. That's great support there. I like to encourage supporters. Even if you're not going to paint, I used to do this as well. Sit back and watch a couple and just whack the kettle on, grab a bicky or a bit of date cake, something like that, and just watch a few and embed it in your brain. You get it embedded in there, it's infused in there, you just watch, it works. And it keeps you enthusiastic and driven, and when you're ready to paint, you might already know what you're going to paint, or you just know which video to whack on and get the idea and paint along. Never try and paint if you don't know what you're going to paint, because you'll be sitting there blocked and you'll be painting snot and frustrated, and you'll think, it's not for you. But it is for everybody. You just got to know what to paint. Trust me, there's days I want to paint and I'm just like, don't know what to paint. What can I paint? It's just frustrating. It's one of those things. Darren McLean, no probs. Cracker box. Oops, 12 by 16. That's okay. Laurie, I'm in Michigan, and it's snowing right now. Want photos? No, it's okay. I'm not rude. I don't need photos on my Facebook Messenger. A lot of people do still bombard me there. If you're in the art group and want to show me art, that's what the art group's all about. I get to see it there. I can like it and comment if I've got time as well. A lot of pictures I cannot acknowledge in my Facebook messages, and if I do see it, it's just getting a quick thumbs up so I can go to the next one, because I just don't have the time, sorry. But if you want me to see your art, there's a link in the description below. Join my art group, all right? It's that easy. I think the admin's got a couple of questions there you answer, and then it'll be a matter of time you're approved. And then you can post a painting up. Post your paintings up, something you've painted. Don't put any links or anything there. It's just a platform for your paintings. And if you want me to see it, you can tag me and go, hey Ian, I painted this the other day. What do you think of this? And then bang, I'll be attracted to it. I can see it, and then I can comment on it as well. Because there's moments where I have quiet times. I can go onto my group page and I actually scroll through it, and then I'm looking for stuff, liking it and commenting where they need a comment, okay? Where there's days that it's just busy, I'm just scrolling through and just doing a quick like on everything, okay? I agree, your great ideas. Thank you, Ian, for that. Sheila Hubbard, thanks. That is 12/16, a standard frame size. You can get these to a standard frame size, even if you had to trim it down just a little bit more, because it is trimmable, these lightweight foam board painting canvas panels I make. I make my own canvas frames though. In my studio you might see me whack a frame on it. Another thing I just want to bring up, every now and then, I've forgotten about it, but if you ever want to appear in one of my videos towards the end, we can cross over to you and you can tell us your name and what you're doing, and you can go, you know what, I reckon it's time for Ian to whack a frame on it. That'll all be edited in my YouTube tutorial, and that becomes the part where I'll go and whack a frame on it, and I acknowledge you in the video as well. So if you ever want to appear in my videos, message me on Facebook and say, hey, I want to appear in your video to tell you when it's time to whack a frame on it, whatever, and I'll get the ball rolling there, okay? Very easy, and if you want to be in it, a few people have done it, okay? Thanks. What type of brushes do you use in the waterfall pick? The waterfall pick. I use the flat brush. If you watch the video, you can see the brushes I use. I didn't bring them in here, unfortunately. I'm either using a flat filbert or a flat brush, okay? I use that to create the waterfall. Is that what you're asking there? In the waterfall pick, there's a few waterfall picks. There's this one and there's this one. There's different types of waterfalls there, but it's the same brush. You can watch those two videos and you see which brush I'm using. What type of brush? Ian, I think she meant pictures of snow that you don't have. No, I mustn't. I don't think I do there, Marie. Nasa. Hello, Nasa. I teach acrylic painting to senior citizens for free. May I email you for permission to use some of your paintings to teach? You can use some of my paintings, just so long as you tell them, look, there's this guy on YouTube, his name's Ian Harris, he's the acrylic guru, Ian Appelis. Look him up on YouTube, he's a great painter, he teaches beginners. Just give me a bit of a shout out in your class and say, here's one of his videos, or here's a subject that he's painted, we're going to paint that today, I'm going to show you how Ian painted that. You can do that, that's what it's all about, okay? Absolutely, all right? Nisha, you do that, just so long as you give me a bit of credit or give me a shout out for each time you're using it, okay? That's just the right thing to do. Sharon Blankenship, I may message you to be in your video. I just have an accent. That's okay. That's what it's all about. Different people, different accents, different breeds and creeds, different colours and shapes and sizes. I've done a few there. And when you do message me on Facebook, I'll tell you exactly. We'll have to have a video call, and I can show you and tell you exactly what you need to do, because there's a few things you need to do behind the scenes just to cover yourself and myself. That's pretty easy though, nothing scary or frightening. It's just something you need to know if you want to be in one of my videos, okay? Very easy. We're hitting the hour mark now, so I'll start wrapping this up, but if you have any more things you want me to hit here, just let me know. Nisa, I give credit to all artists, then they start watching you and they're giving me advice, which I love. Don't you love that, eh? Good stuff. Where's my water? Yeah, it's just a common thing to do. Any artist, if they want to use like somebody's painting, just say, oh, here's something from Joe Blow. I was inspired by Joe Blow or Mary Lou or whoever. You know, Bob Ross is very popular, and a lot of people already say, well, here's a Bob Ross painting I did. You can do the same with me or somebody else. That's right, it does. Sheila Hubbard, I love the waterfall. It looks like a ever full wine glass that was intentionally in your design. No, I wasn't, because I'm looking at it at a big screen, but when I read your comment on the phone, it was a smaller one. The picture looks smaller, so in hindsight it's like squinting your eyes looking at it. And then I saw the wine glass you're on about, which is this one here. Yes, it looks like a wine glass, the bottom. Yeah, but when it's that big in front of me and on the big screen, I never saw that until you said it. But you're absolutely right. Was that intentional in your design? No, it wasn't intentional. But yeah, good spot there. Sharon Blankenship, I tell my students about you. Good stuff. Tell them, yep. Darren McLean, it's sad he passed away. He was good. Yes, he passed away quite a few years ago now. And I never even heard of him back in the day when he was on American telly. But then again, we only got certain shows in Australia from America. But yeah, that was probably a sad time back then. What else is there? Check out the links in the description below. Use the PayPal link. I do try and encourage people that love my art to try and at least buy one of them. They're not that expensive, and it helps me in my tutorial process here. What else is there? Check out the links in the description below. There's traceables there that are relatable to all my tutorials. I've got a few more up here. Luke Pawley. Hi Ian, when you use the student white paint with retarder, is that cheap acrylic white or is it just poster paint? Thanks. It's just poster paint, craft paint. It's not too watery like some of the cheap paints are. Some of them might be too watery. And if you don't have it, get yourself a white gesso and try that. It's a bit more flatter in vibrancy. This is more of a sheen to white gesso. But if you can't get this, try white gesso. And if you want this, it's online. Look for it online. Crackerbox, make sure you get in touch with Ian, says Darren McLean. Darren McLean. All right, I'm going to start wrapping this up, and while I do, I'll put these in the box there. Had a great time talking to everybody today, this morning, this evening, or the afternoon, wherever you may be. I'll be on this time next week, hopefully, if nothing happens in between. And look out for my new uploads every week, Mondays and Thursdays, my time. And have a great night, Ian. I managed to make it this time. Good stuff, Jay McLean. All right. What else was there? Yeah, and if you're watching the replay, give the thumbs up, share, like, and subscribe. And if you like what I'm doing, be sure to tell your friends. But if you hate and do not like what I'm doing, you make sure you tell everybody, all right? All the best, goodbye, good luck, and good on you. Okay, now I can have a drink. I can unplug my mic and blow me nose. Where is all that? I better turn this camera off too, otherwise I better say it's Uru from the Guru.